Hey friends, on today's episode, I'm taking on a tour of my living room cabin, so stay tuned. The whole cabin design started with this red and white sofa from Serena and Lily, and I didn't want just any red and white sofa. I wanted one that had a skirt, and it just so happens that they did, and I could customize it with this red and white striped fabric. It gave off the right cottage vibe, the right cabin vibe, and it set the color scheme for the entire cabin and particularly the living room. From there, I looked at getting the right kind of rug, and I knew that I could add green in with red, or I could do blue, or I could do pink, or any number of colors. But I ended up going with something that had a lot of blue in it, but still had a little bit of red and some pink. And that helped to solidify the blue, the pink, and the red color scheme that was going to be in the whole main area of the cabin, and I knew it was going to be a big part of this living room. Now, while this rug is a one of a kind rug that I found, there are many others, and I have everything listed in my Like to Know It shop, and I'll have the link below in case you're interested in looking at more of these products. But there are some that are very similar to this. This is an 8 by 10 rug, and that's the size of my living room. The next thing I looked at was what was the curtain fabric going to be? Now, you know my love for Schumacher fabrics. I love Molly Mahon fabrics. I've already used it in my kitchen area and in my bedroom, and I just knew that it was going to be the right fabric for this space. So this is a block print. It has blue, it has different shades of red in it, and it just really set off the space nicely and complemented. Now, you may have noticed that we've painted this in here. It used to be a really nice shade of green. The whole cabin was painted the same color green. It's a really nice shade, but it was not going to work for what I wanted to do in this living space. So we painted it a beautiful blue. It's called Dockside Blue by Sherwin-Williams. And I just love how it turned out. It has just the right amount of brightness to it, and it's still kind of muted and pastel at the same time. Now, because this is a lake cabin and we are across the street from the lake and we have deeded access to it, I thought, a lot of people go swimming in this lake, they go fishing in this lake. And so that was going to be my theme, was swimsuits. And I found some really great art on Etsy. I found a beautiful beach watercolor that had beautiful stripes in it. Of course, the stripes is going to be a common theme throughout my cabin because we have that circus chic going on here. I also picked some beautiful watercolor bathing suits in pink, in red, and also in blue to hang above the sofa. And that's going to give off the right kind of vibe for a lake house. Well, then I needed some chairs, right? So we have a sofa, but I wanted a couple chairs. And so I picked these out of my storage room and decided I was going to change them up. They first had cane in them. And I thought, well, why don't we keep the gold? Because that's a really cool contrast with a cabin. So let's keep the original gold leaf and let's upholster the top and the seat in a new fabric to give it a whole new color scheme. Again, this is another Molly Mahon fabric by Schumacher, and I just love it. It has pink, it has blue, it has some burgundies in it, and I thought it's a really great complement to the pink, red, and blue that's going on in this room. Well, I needed a table to go in between the chairs, and I found this really great table for $10. And I went and picked it up. In fact, it was the very first Facebook Marketplace purchase that I made when I got here to New York. And I got it in a neighboring town. I went and picked it up, and it was really, really cute. It was a really dark wood to begin with, so I painted it pink and did some accents in some red. And I found that it was too tall for in between the chairs. So I was going to cut off the legs, but then I discovered the legs actually unscrewed. And so I took off the legs, and it was the perfect height for in between the two chairs. We can put our coffee there, we can put our drinks there in the afternoon or in the evening, and it's a great place to sit and read. I wanted something really unique for a coffee table. I thought about maybe, a paddle board, or if I could find just something really cool. Well, I happened to find a lobster trap on Facebook Marketplace, and it was only $80. And this lobster trap is actually from Boston. It has the original bricks inside of it, and the bricks help weight it down so that it will go to the bottom when they throw it overboard and try to catch those lobsters. And so it's a really old lobster trap. So I got it here. I cleaned it really good. I scrubbed it down, washed the wood because it was very, very dirty. I've been sitting in a warehouse, and I brought it inside and I decided, oh, you know what? I think it needs some legs. And guess what legs I ended up using? It was the legs from that little side table in between my two chairs. So I got my JB Weld out and glued them to the bottom of my coffee table. And now my coffee table sits up a little bit higher. And inside this really great lobster trap, I decided I wanted to get some really fun buoys. And so I found a bunch of these. Some were from antique shops. I got some off of Facebook Marketplace, and I took them, I repainted a lot of them so it would go with my color scheme. Many of them, the paint had worn off anyway. So it was just a perfect combination of finding some really fun colors to use. And I mainly painted them using the Dixie Belle chalk paint because it's what I had around and it's what I've been using on most of my furniture. So I went ahead and painted the buoys with some fun stripes, and they really light up the space. And these are just battery operated, twinkle lights that I put in here. And I put 3 different ones to make it just really cute and just give a little bit of sparkle to the space. I thought it was really, really fun. On top of the lobster trap, I ended up getting 2 trays. Now, I know a lot of people have glass cut for it, or they may use plexiglass, but the cheaper option for me and the easiest option was to get a couple trays. And I found these online at Kirkland's. I think they were maybe $19 a piece, very inexpensive. And they have that little scallop on the top, and they add a little bit of color to the really dark lobster trap. And so I just felt like they were the perfect thing. We can put our drinks in it. We listen to the radio at night. I have a radio in there. I have some books and magazines and our reading glasses as well. So it's the perfect little thing for right in front of our sofa. Now, I also got this adorable rechargeable lamp. This is the greatest thing ever. If you need a lamp for a little space that you don't have an outlet to plug it in, this lamp from Pookie is adorable, and they've got several different kinds. I happen to pick this shade and a hot pink lacquer for the base, and it is adorable. And all you have to do is just do one little click of the remote control and the light comes on. You can also set it on a timer to go off. So it is the perfect little lamp to top off the space if we need a little extra light for reading, and it just adds a punch of personality. And again, these are from Pookie, so you may want to check them out, especially for these rechargeable lamps. And this one just fits the bill, and it's perfect for my space. I added a couple side tables next to the sofa, and I got these side tables for $10. One of them, the other one was $5. What I've noticed is a lot of people have small, skinny tables, and they use them as side tables up here. So these are not at all hard to find, and they're super cheap, and all they really needed was a fresh coat of paint. So I'm really excited. We added a couple lamps. At first, I didn't know if I wanted to do a floor lamp, but I found these lamps at a local store and they were on clearance, and I thought, it's perfect. So I just snatched them up for my space, and they really turned out great. I absolutely love how my living room has turned out. It makes me so happy. The colors are really joyful. It looks great with my dining room, and everyone just compliments it when they come over. So it's a really fun space. I'm glad I splurged on that sofa and then added all the fun little unique finds all together, and, topping it off with this super cute Pookie lamp that I really love. So I will put the links to everything below. It's all in my Like to Know It shop. You can also check out my blog that has more pictures of this space. It has links to all the products, and I'm going to put the link for that below. Now, if you haven't seen my dining room space, and if you didn't catch the bedroom or my closet office, you're going to want to go back and see the other episodes in this series, and I have them all here for you. I'm going to be back next week with another makeover, and it's probably going to be the outside of my cabin. So I can't wait to show you the new paint color, the new door color, and all the things I'm doing to decorate it. So until next time, friends, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and I will see you soon.